not sure if there's a real big counter in playstyle. It's kind of easy to read how they want to play this out. So right now, let's go into the drafting phase, ladies and gentlemen, for game number 1.
Presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy A55, A35 5G. Like we saw earlier on, Evos do have that blue side. First pick, Dewa with the second. Hylos, Jushin banned out by Evos. Dewa United, meanwhile, have taken out the chip and the Ling. The Phobias have found quite success in the later stages, in the later portions of this season. Do you think it might be banned out here, or will they contest it for first pick?
Ooh, they might ban it out, but I mean, there's so many more heroes that has to be prior before that. The chip, again, being on second pick, you're always forced to ban this chip away. And with the Ling respect as well. Not sure if that last... I'm still unsure to see what is that last ban gonna be for the side of Dewa. For Evos though, the Alpha comes in quite curiously there. Wonder what the idea is behind that.
Yeah, with the Alpha ban, honestly, it just... Maybe they want to just take away that pressure that Dewa United have been able to utilize in a lot of their games for neutral objectives. No Phobias to be picked up for Evos, but the Zask is still up for grabs technically. You don't know if you want to actually go for that. They go for the Edith Flex instead here as first pick, leaving the Roger in the hands of Dewa. They can pick it up.
The Roger and potentially the Zask as well, if Dewa wants to try and play that style once more, having the information, having the poke damage, but no, they go for the Harith straight up with the potential for the Lunox to still be picked against it. It's a bit of a bold move coming in from Dewa. What's the other accompanying pick though? Like we mentioned earlier, options are still readily available. Maybe with all the EXP lane heroes picked up, Dewa might want to look towards that lane to try and find something more.
What do they do here? I mean, if they want to eliminate the Flex here, they could go for the Roger still, but they go for the Valentina instead. So they are going to be denying heroes like the Faramis away from Evos, or, you know, challenging them with that pick.
Yeah, that's... The Valentina and the Harith is an odd first choice here. Giving Evos Glory away to actually just counter it. They already have an Edith, by the way, so that's already a pretty good hero up against the Harith. They can go for the Lunox here, utilize that as flex as well. Actually, not too sure if that is a flex pick in the hands of Depezet. Clockman has used it before the Lunox, but it also opens up the opportunity for them to go for Roger here. Roger would do pretty okay against the Harith as well in lane, and it does give them another flex pick to utilize in the second phase of the drafts.
And the Roger is still so value. And technically, even in Dewa's composition, a strong damage dealer in the jungle can be a valuable tool, considering all the magic damage already revealed so far with the Harith and the Valentina. But Evos, they bring out the Fanny and the Lunox. A lot of early game aggression right here. As Dewa respond immediately with the Hayabusa though, Ray feeling very confident right here going into this assassin matchup.
This is very aggressive from both of these teams, with the Fanny and the Hayabusa being picked up here for both. And the question is, with Evos having a lot more to say in the gold lane, does it seem like that they're looking for a better moment, a better way to win in the mid trio and maybe the EXP lane? Is that what we're looking at?
For Evos?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. It really seems like they're just setting up for, well, the Edith is flex, right? It's really good. They're setting up for these lane matchups. Lunox getting that strong side in the gold lane, and the Fanny is just comfort for Annabelle. They're finally able to play for Annabelle, it seems, here with the drafts. We haven't seen this in a while. Annabelle's been forced to play the Alphas, the Banes as well. I don't remember seeing him on Ling even this season. That's how much Annabelle's been forced on these utility-ish picks in the Assassin meta, which is strange. He was playing Assassins in the utility meta just last season.
Maybe that's why they forced the Alpha ban coming through.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not really sure. But Dewa now, they need a winning lane. Which is their winning lane?
For Dewa, in theory, now the gold lane isn't really winning. And now if they're trying to go for a winning lane in the EXP lane, it's going to be a bit more difficult, considering that both teams are now just shifting their focus away towards these team fight heroes that can help with the clearing and skirmishing as well, the Tigreal and the Grok. It really feels like for both teams, yes, the lane matchups are important, but they seem to have their eyes on the bigger picture too, like looking for a proper way to round out all this aggression into a proper team fight, because I think the neutral objectives is a great strategy to go for, especially when there's lack of information for the side of Dewa on how Evos wants to approach this. They ban away the Vexana as well, so again, doubling down on the fact that they can kind of dive in together, and they want to be clumped up together, because for Evos, with the Fanny in particular, they can really punish stragglers that are walking around alone, so Dewa are going to be corralling together subconsciously, even in the mid game.
If that's the case, then Ruby is still a viable option for, honestly, both of these teams to take, right? Technically, the Edith can simply flex into the EXP lane, and also the Terizla. So, okay, the Terizla does get banned out here from Evos, and now we're going into the second phase of the drafts.
I think this is going to be really tough for Dewa because, yeah, they can utilize the Ruby, but it's going to be tough because then they'll have no real front line. And Evos Glory, they already have a really good composition to deal with these squishy targets. That's the Lunox, the Edith as well. They can double down on that fact in the second phase. So yeah, they will definitely need a bit more tanky picks here, and they do go for the Gato Kacha for Evos. Now is the decision whether to flex the Edith to roam or XP. They can go for the Arlet. That should be pretty good too, you know? You get that displacement, but you are going to give that big ultimate over to Valentina.
We have some cross-region data though from MPLPH. Edith has become the most picked hero throughout MPLPH Season 14 with 45 picks and a 62.22% win rate. That's a pretty high win rate for something that as popular as that.
Very high. It's because of the flexibility of the Edith as well. But now we're showing that it might be an EXP lane Edith. The Cho comes in to counter the mobility, these mobile heroes coming in from Dewa, and they pick up the Zask as well. So if you look at it, even though there is a Hayabusa on the side of Dewa, there's very little targets available for him to try and go for the solo kill. The Zask with the Dominus Descent can survive it. The Lunox with the Brilliance Order can get out of that situation as well. And he has to keep his mind open for the Cho. So the Hayabusa already seems to be set up for a very bad time. So for Dewa, they don't want to get something that can kind of punish a lot of the single target attention coming in from Evos.
Evos have a lineup that is actually quite squishy. Is this going to be a problem for them?
I don't think so. I think they're, the memo for Evos Glory is we want to go in aggressively. We just want to go for the fight. I think Dewa picked up the Arlet there as last pick. It is definitely the safest choice to go for.
Yeah, it's the Arlet.
For Dewa United, for Chorizo. If it isn't a Terizla, usually we do see him on the Arlet. It's a bit disappointing for me that we don't get to see Chorizo on a Paquito at all. Well, actually, besides once, I think, this season. Unfortunate, but hey, that's a lot of confidence that the rookies are showing for Evos Glory. Cho in your debut performance in MPL.
Definitely a bit of a skill matchup situation, but it's against Mueza, an equally good Cho player who also has the Gatot Kacha flexibility, right? Aggressive and defensive at the same time. We have to see how this really plays out, especially against all the magic damage coming in from the side of Evos here. You have to remember the passive of the Gatot Kacha reduces physical damage only, so the Lunox, the Edith, and the Zask are going to be doing a lot of damage.
So will Dewa United be able to finally break their 6-time win streak? Or will this new Evos lineup be able to bring them the victory that they have so sorely, so desperately needed? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first game between Dewa United and Evos Glory.
It's time to see whether these rookies will be able to lift Evos back to their name, Glory.
We just wait and see, man. And we can see Chorizo here on the Arlet. It's actually Saykots running with an EXP lane Cho, actually. So, interesting maneuver there. Great 1v1 potential. But Chorizo, we've seen him pop up on the Arlet before. There's definitely a lot of outplay potential for both these EXP laners. But look at the instant roaming from Saykots. Leaving, looking for information. Great proactive moves coming in from Evos. As we take a look at the emblems right in the home, while we do have the chance, tenacities for the EXP lane, for the roam, for the gold lane. This is a brawl, man. Wait for level 4, and you can see both teams definitely go for it. Looking at the mid lane difference though, Rupture and Gargan Hunter for Depizet, so he's trying to get a lot of damage as much as possible. Whereas for Keys, it's about that mobility, it's about the outplay potential. He wants that extra cooldown from the Inspire, because it's going to be very important.
Oh, Oleva with Earth Shadow already. Annabelle doing a lot of damage with the cutthroat Depizet. Taking away first blood. Evos Glory strike first.
It's a good start for the rookies. But Arashi, looking at the emblems earlier on, why did both gold laners opt to go for tenacity in their talents?
I mean, look at what kind of heroes you're playing right here. These are heroes that want to move forward, that want to be in the mix, right? Especially the Lunox with the Brilliance Order used aggressively. She's going to stand right in front of all the opposition. So the extra tenacity can make or break the result of a team fight right here. And even in the 1v1 situation, as you can see right here, Azura actually freezing the wave, kind of making sure that when it comes to gank potential, he's kept relatively safe. But with the turtle up right now, and Chorizo still behind on the levels, Evos might go and get this one, might get to position a lot faster than Dewa.
It looks like Annabelle is also a level above of Ray. Okay, just caught up. Oh, wait a second.
Onto Mueza, and the Earth Shadow comes out with a comfortable 3-man final slash. As Ray comes in with a quad shadow, but the Primal Wrath is able to immobilize Chorizo to lock him down. And the Dominator's Descent is enough. Kaze has stolen Dominator's Descent. You can see the two Dominators descending, I guess.
It was 2-for-1 trade there, ladies and gentlemen. But wait a second, Azura and Brand's actually going at it.
Whoa, wait, so Azura winning that skirmish, that trade. Aggressive moves coming in from Azura, but on the other side, man, Evos, their aggression is just so much better used with the Fanny. The damage output that Annabelle has over Ray right here is making it very difficult. What we talked about earlier in the drafting phase, there's so few targets available for Ray to really try and go for. The turtle is still up, but Saykots is already on the hunt.
To be able to get Chorizo with the Jikundo, the flicker or retribution rather still there. Annabelle takes down by the shadow kill of Ray. Well timed. Now the avatar of the Gordian will lock Aleva. Still able to escape for a bit. The Earth Shatter grabs them a bit. They still want to go in. Deposit. Wow, that was a risky move, and Dewa get all of the benefits.
Yeah, they got the turtle. They get 2 members from the side of Evos as well. It felt a little bit too hasty, that decision. What happened, Arashi?
Was Evos going in for a pickoff, but unable to really get the full benefit from it, and they didn't have the setup advantage. We saw Dewa actually group up around the turtle a bit earlier, and the main reason why Evos were able to get the jump on Dewa in that first initial engagement that gave them the first blood is the fact that they were there first. Look at a talent prediction right here by our new application GoPay though. Interesting mix right here, 3-3.
Yeah, it's a 3-for-3. Everyone going for 2-1, but it looks
Except
like
Lim.
It looks like Lim
wonder
Kotil
why.
is confident
Mr.
that
Dewa.
Dewa United will be able to win this at 2-0. I mean, technically, Dewa are holding on control. They have regained that control from the early portion of the game, being able to secure that neutral objective as well as those kills over. But what can we expect after this, right? What should Evos do to be able to bring it back to their court?
I feel like it's a lot more dangerous for Evos if they lose control, because technically Saykots on the troll right here, he can't really be one of the main frontliners. He's rushing a Dreadnought armor, but
Chorizo with the final slash flicker.
punishing the rookie. Out of nowhere, man, Chorizo with the aggression, but Annabelle, can he punish him?
Some cables coming down. Chorizo still very sustainable, able to sustain for a bit, but the cutthroat gets rid of him. Good shadow kill over. Saykots should be dead unless Aleva is able to say something about it.
Wow, both teams just trading toe-to-toe. With the turtle coming up in 3 seconds right here. Once again, Evos will have the setup advantage, and they have that show, that pesky show. They can move a lot faster to arrive at the turtle pit. So now it's onto Evos to try and make a play happen. It's onto Dewa to kind of deny it, right? With Evos' playmaking tools available, the Dominator's Descent, I mean the Way of the Dragon and the cables from Annabelle, Dewa are the ones that have to play a bit more reactive. But if they're able to land their limited card control tools onto Evos, we saw how devastating the combos can be, especially with the Avatar of the Guardian and the Final Slash, man. If Evos don't really take respect into consideration and they group up, it can be dangerous for them too.
Definitely. You can already see Cases in position, especially picking up that ultimate as well. The IMU onto the Dominator's Descent, already ready for that setup. The zoning. Ray seems to be a level ahead of Annabelle, by the way. Just secured that orange buff. Good setup. Oh, here we go. Conceal play.
Over to Muezo, doesn't have anything except the Vitalize. Pops into the Vitalize, but it is not enough to keep him alive. Evos Glory get that pick.
It's that burst damage setup coming in from Evos, man. When it comes to DPS, not really having a lot of it right now, only 6 minutes in, but burst potential is very much there. So the Revitalize from Mueza that should make it difficult and annoying to take him out really isn't working because there's no time for it to take down.
Oh, Saykots using the ha emote as he misses the final slash.
Happy feet. Looks like Evos now, they're going to be able to start this turtle first.
Start it first, but they can't guarantee it. Whoa!
Saykots gonna go for the win. Dragging out to Mueza again. No Revitalize this time round, but it's gonna be Saykots who gets picked up. The Avatar coming down. Ray winning the red troop battle. Mueza caught by the Primal Wrath and the Dominator's Descent, but he'll take those odds. Deposit getting engaged upon the double stun from Chorizo, getting revenge after missing the final slash.
That's a huge win in for Dewa here in the 7th minute of the game, ladies and gentlemen. And it looks like Azura is doing well for himself as well. Wait a second, Brent? Woo! Nearly got caught out there. He's still going to be able to survive, but Dewa are going to be able to pick up that turret in the mid lane. Let's talk about this.
Man, everything cascading down. Dewa winning the fight and immediately transitioning into getting 2 turrets and still trying to go for the purple. Might be a bit too greedy from Case though.
Oh, Case is still able to escape though, just dashing out to safety.
Ooh.
Gray is now 2 levels ahead of Annabelle.
Man, Evos, they gotta be careful about this. When they get the jump, when they get the initial burst, they have so much burst damage, but no Brands!
Brands, man, oh, the final slash, good brilliance to escape! That was so close.
Way too close. You can call it lucky, even. But again, Evos, they have a lot of burst damage and single target crowd control. Once that's done though, they gotta go back and kind of wait around for the next opportunity. For Dewa, it's not the case at all. And especially with Moeza always being the main target for Evos, you gotta try and shake it up, man.
Oh no. Oh. Annabelle's gotta be real lucky there, because if Ray landed the quad shadow, that's it for him.
All right, man. I think, again, Dewa, they can just rely on Evos jumping on Moeza, and the longer the game goes, Moeza can kind of end up snowballing, at least when it comes to defensive items. And if he is too tanky to get bursted down, that's it. When it comes to setup for Evos, they can just send the Gattacacha in the front, and all this pressure coming in from the Cho, from the Edith as well, just gets alleviated by Moeza being way too tanky.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard the Miracle grunt, but that's a second item BOD for Ray. He knows that he's up against squishy targets. He doesn't need that Melfic Roar. Wow, second item, BOD.
That's going to be a problem now for Evos once again here. Dewa already setting it up. It looks like Evos want to go for the contest, concealed play.
Ooh. Yeah, Case is able to read it out, getting the Terrify down, and Dewa will just pick it up for free. Now Saykots engaged on Ray with the POD. Really is dealing damage of the Spear as well over towards Evos.
It seems like Evos had a plan in mind, and when it didn't go according to their plan, they're still sticking with the same plan, but it's put Dewa United at a 4K gold leader, Ashi.
Evos, they were late to the party there. Dewa with the turret advantage, they're able to push the lanes even further and force Evos to respond to the bottom side. And then when they group up to try and go, too late, but look at Azura.
Oh, Azura's still able to survive with the Sabbat Wars! Azura! Outplaying Annabelle!
That was huge! Annabelle unfortunately had to go down there, and this Lord is still going to be marching in the mid lane. No Annabelle, 4v5 situation right now. But it looks like Evos are still going to be able to defend it.
What was that, man? Azura, fearless in the face of Annabelle. The Fanny is behind by all means. 3 levels down compared to Ray, but still, what is that? Whoa!
Saykots taunted after getting displaced by the final slash. Dewa are in sync, or are Evos the ones that are miscoordinating?
Man, Dewa, every time they go for a play, everyone follows up so quickly, man. Evos right now are stuck on recovery, and Dewa is doing a great job just not letting them breathe. The control over the map, you can see the control over the bushes even. Look at where Chorizo is standing, away from the rest of the team, but just getting information. Knowing that right now, if Evos wants to go for the same style, the same kind of pick-off, the frontliners are getting tankier and tankier. Moeza with the Dreadnought as well as the Mantle, as well as Chorizo with the Dominus Eyes, and already building for what is potentially maybe an Athena as well. So the frontliner difference here is what Evos is struggling to try and deal with, especially with Brands, Annabelle, and Depazet kind of falling behind from these failed skirmishes.
Azura has a 1.4k gold lead over Brands right now. He has the Holy Crystal already.
And this is a counter matchup.
What?
Exactly, and even Chorizo on the Arlet here, almost 2k gold difference compared to Saykots on the Cho. Again, for Evos, they don't have the best of frontliners, and they're not itemizing in for that either. Now look at this. Ooh.
Just a bit of poke here and there, man, but they are just so far ahead. And I don't know what it is, man. Annabelle, when he plays the Fanny, he's always given some really tough opponents. Saykots engaged upon, again, the final slash. Able to isolate him for a bit. Last season, when he played the Fanny, he was solo killed by Brusco on the Angela. Now it's Harith.
Why?
Why, man?
Why did you have to bring that up?
Oh, I don't know, man. Sorry.
Sucks to the Annabelle.
It's sad flashbacks coming through, man.
I mean, but it's true, right? And it looks like Saykots is also not having the best of time with the Cho in the EXP lane either. So it brings up the question, what was Evos' initial plan with this lineup?
Just to play the pick-off style and maybe snowball, but the fact that Annabelle is just so behind, and now even the front lines can't really stand up and match up to Sorizo. Oh, look at this, Aleva getting kind of outplayed there. Sorizo just dodging spells out with that vengeance, and look at the lower ticking down ever so slightly. Evos have no response.
No contest whatsoever. This is not a good start for the rookies coming into the lineup. It was very different to Evos last season, right? With a new Evos Holy lineup coming in.
Yeah.
They initially were able to secure a win straight out of the bat, but here, you're going against a team on a 6-time lose streak right now, and you're behind 7.2K.
I mean, there's still playmaking tools available for Evos, but it's still definitely a dire situation to be in. Saykots having that mobility, that's the advantage they have. But look at Brands.
Forced to use the Brilliance, that's gonna be on cooldown. I don't think it's a massive resource, but it'll definitely help him in these team fights. Saykots. And actually able to find this angle. Way to try. No one's there to follow up. 10% going in with the Dominator's Descent, but it's way too late. He used the Zap earlier on the Lord. And now the Dominator's Descent is no longer there. Torizo gets the final slash of vengeance all the way to the back. Aleva, even with the Primal Rat, cannot survive. Ray will get slain, but Azura can just go and hit the base. Dewa United with a Game 1 victory against the new Evos Glory.
Oh, they're halfway there, ladies and gentlemen. Dewa United, they're halfway there to breaking their 6-time lose streak. And for Evos, I honestly felt like it just wasn't it.
They're halfway there. You can say they're living on a prayer, but man, Dewa looking a lot more aggressive, and they found the adaptations. They were struggling.